and you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
Welcome everybody in once again on Tuesday night. We are back with the Racers Elite Truck Series. This time we leave the short track in the rearview mirror. Well, kind of. We're at Phoenix, so still one of those tracks. Last week we saw the drivers here head to North Wilkesboro, where they put on a show. Had 203 laps at North Wilkesboro. Corey Kroll wound up winning the race, leading only 13 laps. Austin John Smith dominated the race, leading 144. AJ Coughlin finished second, while Austin Smith faded back to third. But that's where we start with that. We can jump over here and take a quick look at the point standings as these guys get ready to make their qualifying run. Austin John Smith, of course, with the points lead. Sean Merriman, 14 back, as well as Alex Teff, Troy Thomas, Braxton Barrett, Brandon Sanfilippo, Andrew Teff, Kinsley Smith, David Emmy, and AJ Coughlin bring up that top 10. Top 10 in points are going to be safe for the chase that starts in 3 weeks. But with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and introduce my co-host this evening, which is Alan. Alan, man, how is it going tonight?
It's going good there, Mike. How was your day?
Yeah, not bad. You know, first day back to work after the New Year's holiday. Not only, at my day job, but also here,
Wait, we're working? So, as you said, we're in the desert. We're in Phoenix. You know what? It's a lot warmer here than it is. It's a lot warmer here in Phoenix than it is here in St. Louis. But anyways, they reconfigured this track, so now the front stretch is actually the back stretch. The back stretch is actually the front stretch. So you're gonna see these guys when they go through the tri-oval or the dog leg, as it were. They're gonna fan out 6 wide, and they're gonna go all the way down to 2 wide as they funnel into the turn. So you're gonna see a lot of action as these guys, make their way around this racing surface.
Well, as you were talking, I just happened to see something I don't think I was expecting. Truth Hoke is at the top of the board right now with a 26.87. Heard him talking all weekend about getting some practice in. Looks like he did it, as he is, fastest one on the track right at the moment. We'll see if Austin Smith can go faster, and he does not. He runs up P3 right now with the 26.96. Garrett Larder rolling through. (27.23) was his fastest. AJ Coughlin with the 27.04. Michael Smith coming to finish his second lap here. Down that long straightaway. Coming to the cactus at that start-finish line.
Isn't it cool how the green light there does a cactus? It's one of the neater ones.
Yeah, definitely. When you have that cam on there, you can see just exactly what's going on. And
here comes Corey Crowell.
yeah, here we go. Another driver on track. It looks like about half the field made their qualifying runs, as half of them waited a little bit longer. As you see, Corey cutting that dog leg. We're going to see that all night, see if it's going to be the fastest way around the track. Sometimes it is, but sometimes it is not. As I've seen guys been able to stay on the racing surface and make it just as fast as the guys cutting the corner.
Yeah, right now Corey Crowell's going to be running third position, as he's going to go to 26.8 on his first lap. So his first time will be the one that stands.
Let's see who else is on track. Looks like Brandon Sanfilippo is out on track about halfway through his first run.
And a lot of these guys will cut their teeth. This track is a tricky track to get a hold of. It's pretty slick. And that dog leg, you're almost running downhill, so you're going to get a good run as you run through the dog leg.
Yeah, and the other thing to remember, I mean, when these guys are cutting that dog leg, if there's a car to his outside or a truck to his outside, there is no reason for anybody to let them up. But we'll see what happens. Looks like we got a few new drivers showing up here as Sanfilippo gets loose. But yeah, still ran a pretty fast lap. Right now sitting 9th quickest. We got Diego Rodriguez. In the Little Caesars ride there.
I'm surprised he's not sporting a Michigan, because they did win last night in the Rose Bowl.
Yeah, they did do that. If you guys, I mean, speaking of the pizza there.
Yours came in, didn't it?
No. But we did have an announcement from the pizza man. Basically, Brayton Lassiter announced that he's going to run the 91 Toyota Camry in the ARCA 200 at Daytona. We were able to get a little bit of, not exactly an exclusive, but a nice little press release there. You want to check it out on our Facebook page.
It was a good read today.
Like Matthew Daniel Honeycutt has the best paint scheme of the night. Let's see, is it still the... Oh, and he disappeared. Yeah, it looks like he still has that target scheme on, from what I'm seeing. Puffenbarger out there with the 27.37 first time by. See if he can go a little bit faster this next time. Right now, 18th quick.
Puffenbarger running. He's been running pretty good of late here, Mike. As he's looks like he's gonna time in 19th fastest. Is he gonna get loose coming to the tri-oval there, or the dog leg, as it were?
Andrew Teft, the 98 Toyota, gonna make his way around here. First time by for him was 27.17. Looks like a little slower that segment, so 26.97, good enough for 9th. Kinsley Smith also up there in 9th. Looks like Daniel Honeycutt back on track. See what he does on that lap. P3, 26.84. Braxton Barrett up there as well. Like Matthew Karakofi was up on P1 right now.
Daniel needs the little dog, the target dog. That's what he needs right now.
Brandon Honeycutt at 27.04. If you can go any faster the second time. Does run a little better personally, but still P7 right now with the 26.90. Alex Teft up there 27.11 on his first time in that STP number 43 Toyota, coming down that backstretch, headed to the start finish line.
Alex is one of those guys with a good run last week until he didn't have a good run.
Yeah, there was a couple late race cautions that kind of changed the whole complexion of that race. Alex Teft up there in P8 right now with a 26.94. Lots of guys running that 26.94. Looks like Michael Brooks, Troy Thomas, and Trevor Woodward are not going to get a qualifying lap in. We'll set the grid momentarily here and then let these guys get turned loose here at Phoenix.
Well, I can tell you this right now, Mike. Austin Smith right now is 14 points over Sean Merriman, so he cannot afford to make a mistake in these next races. So he has to be spot on to his during these next races.
Yeah, definitely. As we get these guys rolling onto pit lane, Matthew Karakofi in P1, 26.768. Braxton Barrett is going to start outside row 1, row 2. Daniel Honeycutt and Truth Hoke. Sean Merriman and Corey Kroll in row 3, row 4. Brandon Honeycutt and Alex Teft. Austin Smith and Joshua Daniel in 9th and 10th, Kinsley Smith and Andrew Teft. We roll on back to Gordon Spain and Zach Lockett. Looks like Zach Lockett's going to be making his series debut. Dennis Kane and Brandon Sanfilippo in row 8. Row 9, Jeremy Carter and AJ Coughlin. Philip Archibald and Diego Rodriguez make up row 10. Row 11 is Jarrett Larder and Jesse Fox. Brandon Puffenbarger and Michael Smith, 23rd, 24th. Shane Bachler is the last one to put down a qualifying run. We got Troy Thomas, Trevor Woodward, and Michael Brooks bringing up the rear of the field. But here we go.
All right, Mike. We got 113 laps tonight. We're in the desert. What do you think, man? What's your expectations going into tonight?
I don't know, but Matthew, our pole sitter, is on pit lane.
Oh no. And they're getting ready to come to green.
Yeah, it looks like they're throwing the caution to restart it, so.
Oh, that was a good thing.
I wasn't exactly sure what was going on there. Okay, Matthew Karakofi going to wind up starting from the pits for some reason. Not sure exactly what happened there. Because he was on the grid ready to go, and then all of a sudden nothing. Pace car pulls in, and we've got the whole backstretch to wait as these guys get ready to roll through. Braxton Barrett on the outside. Daniel Honeycutt down on the inside. Daniel Honeycutt is going to get it rolling on the inside. It's a pretty good jump, and we are going to see these guys fan out as we're under green here at Phoenix in the Racers Elite Truck Series.
Yeah, Mike, this is what I was talking about. They're going to fan out 4, 5, even 6 wide in that tri-oval, as you're looking at Austin Smith, who right now is the points leader, and he's got to be real careful. He's got to race hard, but he's also got to be careful as they go into turn number 2, or 3 rather.
Yeah, these turns are all sorts of different as you see Merriman cut it almost down to the pit wall there. But Daniel Honeycutt still leading the race right now. Braxton Barrett, Sean Merriman side by side. We're going to see if Merriman cuts down once again, and it looks like Austin Smith pulls out and is going to go down to the inside of Kroll there and try and roll through. But it looks like we are under caution here. See what happened. Looks like it was towards the back of the field here. Wow, I don't know what happened, but my scoring monitor is going crazy there.
Crazy. Looks like. Ooh.
Oh, Troy Thomas gets right into the back of Trevor Woodward. They wind up facing each other. Then they get rolling.
That's a tough break. I think it straightened itself out. Maybe. Looks like it's gonna there it goes.
What in the world is going on?
Hey, it's live on YouTube. Anything can happen, right? Daniel Honeycutt is trying not to live up to the paint scheme that he's got. He's trying not to be the paint scheme that he's got this week, as he did that, Mike, as a joke, right? He did that as a joke because he kept getting taken out and people kept hitting him.
Yeah, I mean, he wasn't here last week, so he did not have a DNF at North Wilkesboro, but last couple of times he did have one when he was racing, so kind of made the joke about it, and he came out with the target paint scheme there, and that's the way it goes.
Well, I know one thing. He'd like to get 2024 started off just right with a win, as it looks like we're going to get ready to come back to green with Daniel Honeycutt on the button as they follow the Iracing pace car down the long back stretch. in the turn number 1.
And then,
he's
like I said, that pace car makes a turn in, and you have the whole backstretch now.
Right. So, I think with that being said, these guys are going to play mind games with each other all night long, going down that back straightaway. Do you fire early? Do you fire late? We're going to find out as Andrew Tess brings the field down to green as we restart on lap number 6. And the guy goes restart zone. Honeycutt took off early.
Yeah, look at everybody behind him, though, as they fan out, trying to find a different way around this track, try and get as much speed as they can and pass as many people as they can, especially on the first little run through that dog leg. Austin Smith up 5 spots already, running P4. Sean Merriman just to his inside as they go side by side.
Yeah, we're on lap number 6 of 30 as you're riding with Kinsley Smith there in the number 15 truck. And when they dive down that hill, Mike, they get so loose that they got to be careful because the back end's going to want to come around on you.
Yeah, you definitely see that as they kind of bounce around, and you can see, I don't know if he's going to do it again this time, but Merriman almost just barely touches the start-finish line and then turns left, but he's way up high this time. As you see Braxton Barrett do basically the same thing, and we are under caution once again here.
Yeah, you got to keep it in mind. You got to keep and also you got to keep in mind too. These guys only got 15 fast repair or 15 incident points to work with, so and only 1 fast repair. So when you take that fast repair.
Oh, Tiff got loose, and Joshua Neal had nowhere really to go. Let's see if we can look at something here. Let's go to... Yeah, we'll go here. See what we get on.
We're riding with Trevor Woodward, or Jeremy Carter, sorry. Wrong guy.
Yeah. Trying to get a better view of it there, just... Yeah. Just not gonna do it.
Nonetheless.
But, well, we've seen it happen a few times, you know, coming through as they're headed towards that start finish line. The guys just get that back end, just gets a little bit loose, and they try and gather it in. And, you know, we saw Brandon Honeycutt do it, Brandon Sanfilippo do it. I think even Brandon Puffenbarger did it. So the 3 Brandons basically did the same exact thing as they were coming to the start finish line in their qualifying lap. So not a surprise to see that here, as we are just now through 10 of the scheduled 113 laps.
They're synchronized Brandons.
Yeah.
Did you see Daniel Honeycutt wrestle with the pace car there? We're on lap 10 of 113.
See if they change,
well, we gotta,
change where they're running here.
So while we got a minute, a little trivia for you. Do you know when Phoenix Raceway opened? You know what year?
To NASCAR or just in general?
In general.
In the 60s?
You're close. 1964. is when it opened. It did not host its first NASCAR race until 1988. Do you know who won that NASCAR race in 1988?
Jeez. I have no idea off the top of my head.
Alan Kulwicki.
They get ready to go into the Geico restart zone here. Braxton Barrett down on the inside. Daniel Honeycutt Lex for the high side. Honeycutt goes way to the top. Braxton goes clear down to the bottom as you see him cut the dog leg there. Almost enough to get into pit lane as far as timing and scoring goes. They're still side by side. We got a couple guys in the chat cheering for looks like Diego Rodriguez and Jesse Fox in the 69 machine. Try and get them a little more time as they get rolling here.
There's some Michigan fans in there too that are also rooting for Diego. But nonetheless, Austin Smith, he has proven why he is the points leader right now, as he is able to drive up to third P3, and he's picked up 7 positions so far.
As you see Kinsley Smith in the background cut that dog leg, going to try and get a little more speed there as he is trying to get up to John Merriman. Austin Smith down to the inside, side by side for the lead as they head down the backstretch. Smith and Honeycutt. Smith down on the low side, going to take the shortest way around the track. We'll see if he's going to continue to do that or if he's going to kind of force Honeycutt to stay up high, and it looks like he'll force him to stay up on the track. And Smith will take over the lead.
Barrett also cut the dog leg there too, and he was trying to pick up a little more speed. He picked up a little bit on Honeycutt, but not much, not enough to get to him.
Braxton Barrett and Sean Merriman side by side. Kinsley Smith was trying to close in just a little bit there too.
Yeah, Sean Merriman, he's been running pretty well here as of late, as he's one of those drivers that got off to a slow start, but as the year progresses, he keeps getting better and better and better.
Truth Hope.
Truth Hook in the wall. But we stay green.
Truth Hook bounced off the wall. The 3 of Gordon Spain got involved, and they're all losing positions now as they fade back through the field after making that hard contact. Alex Teff was able to take advantage. Looks like 93 of Zach Lockett's also going to try and get by Truth here. And we got Dennis Kane looking to make a move as well.
Dennis Kane's one of those drivers that like to fly under the radar until the end, and then you wonder where he came from. But I was going to mention that Truth Hope has that Reese's peanut butter paint scheme on his truck. I think the wall needed a Reese's peanut butter cup.
They're still racing side by side, Spain and Hoke.
Yeah, I think Truth Hoke's got some wheel damage there, as the right front of that truck is caved in a little bit in the fender. And he's still losing positions, Mike. If he's battling pretty hard there with the truck of
Spain.
Yeah, Gordon Spain. He's battling Spain pretty hard there to stay in the top 10. And I feel like Joshua Neal there in the 82 truck is kind of being held up by this battle.
Yeah, trying to figure out where to go, and then you have the 00 Hardy's machine of our pole setter, Matsukara Kofi, as he is moving around.
Yeah, he's bounced back. He unfortunately had the mishap where he missed the start, and he started shotgun on the field essentially, and now he's bounced back to top 12. So I'm interested to see what he's going to be able to do tonight.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a couple of these guys a little bit more screen time here. Jesse Fox got to make it in the chat cheering for that 69 machine. Oh, Truth Hoke coming down pit lane. And you must have called it because he hit pit lane like he had a meatball flag there. So had to get that front right fixed here.
Yeah, he might still have his fast repair though, so he shouldn't be spending too much time on pit road.
Yeah, just get in and off here. Got Diego Rodriguez getting some cheers in here as well. Last week he had that Michigan scheme. Now he's Little Caesars Pizza.
Pizza. I like Little Caesars. That truck's making me hungry there, Mike.
We got pizza. You got Hardee's up here.
Looks like we got Trevor Woodward has the beer, so he's carrying the beer for us. Let's see. I think that's all of the food groups that are represented.
Jeremy Carter.
Is that Mountain Dew? Looks like Mountain Dew there, buddy.
It is a Mountain Dew.
Man.
It does look like it.
Mountain Dew. Ooh, I love Mountain Dew. Not really. Oh, well, nope. We got another Mountain Dew truck. Troy Thomas. He's in a Mountain Dew truck.
Yeah, the 88 machine.
So these guys are, I think their chase is coming up pretty soon, if I'm not mistaken. I think they got a few races left before they hit that. Chase is coming up, so these guys are going to be getting all the points they can get.
Yeah, they got 3 more races. We got tonight here at Phoenix. Then they head down. They head east over to Pocono, and then they'll be at Dover to round out the regular season. Top 10 in points make it to the chase, and then 11th and 12th are winners outside of that top 10, but you do have to have competed in like 8 of the 10 races or something like that. So
now I like this battle for the lead right now between Daniel Honeycutt and Austin Smith. These guys are racing each other hard, but they're racing each other clean, Mike, and they're showing a lot of respect to each other. As you know, we're 20 laps in, and Barrett's trying to be a part of this battle, but nonetheless, these two guys are class act right now, as they do not sell Milwaukee tools at Target, unfortunately. For Daniel Honeycutt, I know he wishes they would, but they don't.
Well, you can see that all 3 of these guys up here running in the top 3 are running a little bit different lines. You'll see Braxton Barrett, basically hit the wall right before the start-finish line and then cut, basically clear down to that on pit exit. You'll see the blue cone there, and he almost goes inside of it. That is how much track he is cutting.
Yeah, he's trying to make that front stretch as straight as possible. I like Austin Smith's line, as these two guys don't need to make up any ground on each other. But man, I tell you what, this track it's gonna get faster as the night goes on, and once you get Austin Smith out there in the front of the field, you're pretty much racing for second at this point, I feel like, and unless you're Daniel Honeycutt and you're just matching him. But like I said, 2 weeks last week, these guys are absolutely putting the work in, and it's showing now that we're towards the end of the regular season.
Yeah, these guys are out here working. I mean, I'm gonna say, especially on the harder tracks, you'll hear them throw up practice races and all sorts of stuff, and they just keep getting better. And John, yeah, that definitely is a a tribute there to Kelly Yarborough in the Hardy's machine there in that 00.
True legend.
Yep, lost him over the weekend. Got a cluster back here with Dennis Kane, Joshua Neal, Jesse Fox, Jeremy Carter, Diego Rodriguez, all kind of bouncing off of one each other as they were coming through the start-finish line there. Dennis Kane staying right on that yellow line. Looks like he's going to try and cut the dog leg as Jesse Fox did as well. Looks like Diego Rodriguez was trying to cut it a little more and just wasn't able to the last lap.
Yeah, unfortunately, there is no side drafting here. But, you know, at any rate, Diego, I think he's starting to get the season going for himself, and he's starting to finally put races together as he's running mid-pack right now. And man, I mean, he's coming along. He has spurts of good runs, but I would like to see him put a whole race together, because I think if he could do that, he would just be a force to be reckoned with.
Yeah, he kind of reminds me of Kinsley Smith when Kinsley first started in this league. He was really quick early in runs, and then as the run kind of went long, he kind of backed up and lost all pace. And now that he's finally figured out he doesn't need to be the fastest car on the track the whole time, I mean, he's running pretty well right now. He's inside the top 10, and I'm going to say Diego kind of reminds me of that, as he seems to be getting a little bit better on the early runs, but just kind of fades back towards the end of the runs. And I think if he, with what he's doing, he's going to be a force to be reckoned with. Maybe not this season, but definitely in the coming seasons.
Yeah, as you learn these tracks, these guys are going to be good next year. You know, I mean, granted, Austin Smith, Daniel Honeycutt, you know, or Austin Smith is just a force to be reckoned with anyways. But he's got to be careful not to make any mistakes on pit road, not to DNF out of the race, not to, you know, he just hit right now the points lead just his to lose. But Alex Teft and Sean Merriman are right there to pounce at a moment's notice. They're hoping that he makes a mistake. They're hoping that he DNFs out, and he's got to be laser focused. We're past the holidays, and he's wanting to just keep piling on wins as he comes out of the trials when going down into turn number 1. So I mean, I think a lot of the weeks Austin Smith is big picture racing.
Well, he's going to have his hands full, as if I'm not mistaken. Let me look at something real quick. I believe he's going to, as everybody's making their pit stops, looks like Dennis Kane was in, Jeremy Carter, Brandon Honeycutt. See who else decides to come in, but if I'm not mistaken, he's going to have an uphill battle, because I believe he's going to miss a couple races. I think he'll miss one before the chase starts and one during the chase, if I'm not mistaken, because he's going to be taking a vacation up in my neck of the woods.
Wyoming.
Well, Montana is where he's going, but yeah.
I would love to go to Montana.
So he's definitely going to be trying to make as many points as he can with the time he has here. Braxton Barrett coming down pit lane. So with all these guys coming in about lap 40, they're definitely going to have to make, what, 2 more? They'll come in 40, 80. Yeah, it'll be close.
Yeah, it looks like Dennis Kane's a lap down. It looks like Jeremy Carter's a lap down to the pit stop. Truth Hoke, man. What a tough break. He got into the wall, got the meatball flag. I think he got it fixed. But he's 3 laps down. And we got a caution. That looked like the 00 of our pole sitter, Matthew Karkovsky there. I think he might have backed it into the fence there. Looks like he just got loose. Around she goes. He didn't hit nothing.
No, it looks like he got those fresh tires and came off pit lane and wound up getting loose there.
And they're all coming down. As Austin Smith's going to lead the parade of trucks down pit road.
Yep, looks like everybody's going to come down.
And while they're taking their pit stop, let's tell you about the WRSL Racing League that's going to be on tonight at about, was it 10:20 Eastern?
Yeah, about 2 more hours from now.
So if you guys are into the truck series, they're going to be at Michigan Speedway tonight for their season opener. Mike, 50 seasons of that league.
Yeah, that is just crazy. I mean, we've been broadcasting them, I'll say the last 5 seasons, I want to say. They do one in the spring and one in the fall, and they have basically 30 trucks show up almost every week, and they put on a heck of a show. It's one of the later night shows, as it's most of the drivers are on the West Coast in that league, hence the Western States Racing League. But it's always a good time. You can check that out. I believe Liam's going to be on the production of that race, so
I think Daniel is going to join him in the booth.
Yep, sounds like it.
And I'll be behind the wheel.
You're going to jump in and do a little racing?
I think I am. I'm going to get in on it. It's at Michigan. It's a hopefully I'll sell some t-shirts if I don't win. So while we're cross promoting other broadcasts, go on YouTube and check out Sim Racing Media. All across the channel there, you'll find all different kinds of racing going on. If late models, I think a lot of them are in their off season, but they'll be starting back up here pretty soon.
Yeah, I got a little bit of a lull here in January, but a lot of them come back towards the end of January after the holidays and get right back at it. Racers Elite took hardly any time off, as they got from their first season to their second really quickly here. They're 3 races before their chase in this one. Got a couple left as well for the Xfinity Series tomorrow night and the Next Gen Series on Thursday. So these guys, I think they were pretty much the only show in town on Thursdays for us for now.
Yep. And I believe both of those Xfinity Series and Next Gen Series are in Pocono this week.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't get easier from them as they head from the Chicago street course to Pocono, the tricky triangle.
Right.
Well, they are stacked back up. Pace car makes that left-hand turn. Now this is going to be interesting with Austin Smith and Daniel Honeycutt on even footing as they head down the long backstretch, getting ready to turn them loose. Thanks, Dwayne, for the comment there. We'll always try and enjoy doing what we do. Austin Smith on the inside, Honeycutt on the outside. Hit that Geico restart zone, and Austin Smith down and away. He's going to try and stay up in front of Honeycutt as Kroll cuts the dog leg, because he's going to try and force his way up into this battle for the lead.
it looked like Kroll washed up the racetrack a little bit coming out of turn 2 and
Yes,
got in that.
I'll say he just got loose there as they came down the backstretch.
He almost got Alex tough there.
Well, it's one of those tracks that once you start to slide, it's kind of hard to get the truck back under you.
I want to point out P6, AJ Clausen has picked up 12 positions from where he started from. Think about 12 positions on short track.
Yeah, but he's not even the biggest mover of the race. Trevor Woodward back here in that number 6 Budweiser machine, up 14 spots. Guys,
so,
I mean, these guys are battling back and forth back here.
Oh, save it, Jesse.
Oh, the
Jesse.
eight's around. Michael Brooks is sideways with the Coors Light truck.
That is one sideways beer can.
Let's see what we can see here. 15 of Kinsley Smith's down to his inside. Oh, Michael Smith gets loose. Michael Brooks taps the brakes and winds up sideways.
He didn't have help.
No, not. Well, it looks like Puffenbarger's in, Troy Thomas is in, Jesse Fox is in.
Truth Hoke just trying to get his laps back.
Yeah, he just hasn't been in the right spot. These guys wind up being just one lap down, and he just can't get it back.
Yeah, when he put that truck into the wall earlier in this race, I knew there was something wrong with it, because him and Gordon Spain were losing wholesale positions, and it's just like he doesn't go looking for trouble. He's always in the right spot, wrong time, and just buries them for the whole race. As a driver, it's so frustrating when you get buried.
Looks like Braxton Barrett got the lucky dog, so he'll get back on the lead lap. Truth needs a quick caution now if he wants to at least get one of his laps back.
Yeah, I mean, he's 3 laps down. There's still a lot of racing left to go, so as long as he can stay out of trouble himself, I think he'll be in line for the next 2 lucky dogs.
They get ready to get stacked back up. Maybe. Maybe not. It kind of looked like they were getting ready to as Honeycutt went up to the high side, but like that's just where he wants to be tonight. So who has the most wins at Phoenix in the Cup Series?
The most wins. Let's see. I want to say it is going to be. I want to say it's going to be Dale Earnhardt and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Dale Earnhardt is who I'm going to say.
Kevin Harvick, he has 9 wins.
Man. Okay,
Kevin Harvick is like, I don't know, he's the Pied Piper here of Phoenix because he has 9 wins, 19 top 5s, 29 top 10s. I mean, in 40 starts. So he's led the most laps.
Yeah, Kevin Harvick, this was his track, man. I was a huge Kevin Hardwick fan back in the day, and I was all the way up till the day that he retired.
They get ready to turn him loose once again here. Austin Smith took the high line this time. Got teammate Kroll behind him. Daniel Honeycutt cuts that dog leg, trying to get as much speed as he can out of it, try and stay right with him.
He's got to run. Already had a run.
He had a run, and then just all of a sudden, all that speed just went away. These guys are 3 and 4 wide, back towards the back. Joshua Neal is getting pressure from Andrew Teft and Trevor Woodward. Brandon Sanfilippo up there in the 14 machine trying to get by Gordon Spain. Alex Teft cutting the dog leg, trying to get himself inside that top 3. Roll to his high side.
These guys are going to be racing pretty hard here. Alex Teft, man, he's one of those drivers too that if he could just get up there, and he seems like he gets impatient at the end of the race, and he just can't put those last handful of laps together.
Yeah, it definitely looks at it as Philip Archibald and Jesse Fox are battling side by side. Philip Archibald trying to go down to the inside of John Chainbachler. Jesse Fox up on the high side. Kinsley Smith has a little speed in that Napa 15 machine.
Yeah, Kinsley Smith, man, I think he went to Napa and got some nitrous. Either that or he's trying to chase down Shane Backler in that number 9 Sunoco Chevrolet, so he gets some more gas at the Dollar General.
See a little damage to the right side of that 99 machine.
Nonetheless, you know, here in a couple of weeks, Mike, out in Vado Speedway in New Mexico, there's only going to be a NASCAR champion racing a dirt late model out there with them guys. And if you know, you know. I'll give you a hint. It's Kyle Larson.
Oh, it's Kyle Larson. What doesn't he race?
I mean, he won the 2021 Prairie Dirt Classic. Never even been on the racetrack. Oh, we got a yellow.
Caution flag is out. Looks like it was back where we were watching earlier before I went back to the lead. Braxton Barrett in front here of Jeremy Carter and Michael Smith, and Carter just goes right up the track, right in front of the 00. Kara Coffey there as well, so yeah, Jeremy Carter was just drifting up the track. Nothing for the 45 there to do.
Tough break. I mean, that might give Truth Hope one of his laps back, though.
Yeah, it looks like it. Everybody, well, the back half of the field looks like they're coming down pit lane.
I would suspect that the leaders will come down probably lap 84-ish. 84, 86 is when I would suspect that the leaders in the front half of the field would come down pit road. As I think these guys can make it on 2 stops, maybe 3. That there's another caution between now and then.
Yeah, they last pitted. Looks like everybody. First pit stop for the leaders was on lap 44. And we've had more cautions in this second half of this stint here, I guess, than the first half, so they can save some fuel. I mean, I'm sure they can make it to, 84, 85, and then they should be good to make it to the end.
I tell you what, Mike, I got the feeling tonight that there's going to be a guy that wins this that you don't suspect will win it. I think we're going to see a first-time winner tonight. Putting that out there.
First time winner, so who you thinking?
Man, I don't...
First time winner in the trucks or first time period?
First-time winner in the truck. And I don't think that Daniel Honeycutt actually has a win this year in the truck.
He does not.
So, I think Daniel Honeycutt's running a smart race. I think tonight that target scheme comes off because he's gonna pull it. He's gonna win. But if he wins, he's got to keep it though.
It'll be lucky then.
Right. I will. If he wins, we get to talk to him. I do want to tell him to add the dog. Andrew Tupp is on pit road. That number 98 Toyota.
Pace car is in. Honeycutt on the inside. Smith on the outside. Then we got Kroll and Teft. The Geiger restart zone and Daniel Honeycutt is gone.
Adios. But here comes Brell. He's going to run the inside. He's going to work on his Midwest Motorsports teammate of Austin Smith. But don't look now, ladies and gentlemen. Alex Teft is on the outside in that 43 Toyota Tundra STP sponsored truck.
Yeah, Alex Teft, kind of going through the stats and stuff, looking at things. Alex Teft has, out of the 6 races that are counted, because they have a couple drop weeks, he's finished inside the top 10, all 6 of them.
That's impressive. Now, did he predict the future by painting his truck in Richard Petty colors when they made the switch to Toyota? Oh, wait, we got a caution again.
Yep. See what happened back here. Oh.
Damn.
Let's go back. It was started before that. So Jesse Fox is down on the inside, coming up through the dog leg. Steinbachler comes down in front of him, cuts the nose off a little bit. Jesse Fox tries to slow down and slide up the track. Steinbachler gets loose there. Tries to get it under control. The 69 goes back down the racetrack. Gives him a little bump again. And he goes down onto the apron. Like he's able to almost save it there. Kinsley Smith gives him a little bump there. And Truth Hoke in it. Kara Kofi in it.
And it looks like Truth Hoke got KO'd on that one.
Yeah, looks
Hoke did not want that to go down.
No, it definitely did not. Austin Smith came down pit lane.
That's kind of uncharacteristic there. Is that a strategy move, you think? He can get closer to lap 100 or closer to the end?
With the way they're racing, I'm thinking he's going to make it to the end.
I think you might be right.
Well, let's say, okay, so he made it to lap 44 last time. We're going to be lap 70 when we go back to green, so that's 43 laps. So I'm thinking he's going to make it to the end.
I'm thinking you're right. That's got to be a strategy move. Because if you think about it, Honeycutt's got to come down pit road one more time, or at least one more time if there's another caution.
Yeah, he's going to have to come down. I mean, I'm assuming these other drivers are going to have to come down too. I don't know that we have gotten quite enough cautions to make it make sense to stay out, but looks like half the field came down on lap 67. So everybody from Austin Smith back, Austin Smith, Alex Teff, Kroll, Zach Lockett, Joshua Neal, Brandon Sanfilippo, and Troy Thomas. He's made 6 pit stops.
Wow, 6 pit stops. So Jarrett Larder, he's up 18 positions.
Trevor Woodward's up 22 now as they're stacked up, getting ready to come back to the green flag. Pace cars down pit lane. Daniel Honeycutt with the button here.
Braxton Barrett was a lap down, and he's running forward. Well, I like this shot. On board with Daniel Honeycutt as he enters the restart zone, and they are off and on as the green flag flies.
You can definitely tell the guys who don't have a lot of experience with this start here, as Dennis Kane, Jarrett Larder all caught a little bit flat-footed there. Austin Smith is making pretty quick work as the 43 of Alex Teff is sideways on the track, and we are under caution once again.
Yeah, Alex Teff just nosed it right into the wall there. He might have got loose there coming out of the 2.
So we got Joshua Neal, then you have the 8 of Michael Brooks in front of him, Zach Lockett behind him, AJ Coughlin there as well. See what happens here. Looks, just starts to get loose.
Yeah, he didn't have any help.
Oh, and looks like he's the only one involved, so pretty good job here of everybody avoiding it. Might got a little bit closer with Diego, but looks all right there.
It don't look like he got too much damage there, though. So he might be all right. So I think this is the one where you see Daniel Honeycutt just go ahead and come down pit road. Let's go ahead and get that last pit stop out of the way, and then we know we're going to make it.
I guess we'll see if he elects to make that left-hand turn momentarily. Austin Smith went from, let's say, 12th up to 8th in that half a lap there. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on YouTube, as always.
You got to be kidding me.
Stayed out.
He stayed out. And Truth Hope's going to get one of his laps back, too. So he will be 1 lap down now. Dennis, where did you come from? Kane is going to line up P3.
Looks like our pole setter hit that 15x incident limit and had to put it on the hauler there.
Yeah, I think that 15x might cleaned up a lot of the racing here, as these guys are gonna make the long trek down the back straightaway here.
Definitely looks like Daniel Honeycutt has found a way to avoid that 15x limit here, as he decided if he's out front all by himself, there's not as many cars to hit him.
No, but I would suspect that that target scheme is going to be on the truck for the rest of the season.
Larder to the inside, Honeycutt on the high side. Honeycutt gets off once again. It's the almost 4/10 second lead right out the gate there.
Whoa,
and we
got a big
are
one.
flipping everywhere. Ooh. Whoa.
We just had the big one. Like,
See here. Brandon Puffenbarger, Trevor Woodward. Try and go in the same place. Oh, Austin Smith involved. Oh, no. Austin got just no place to go. Roll looks like he might get through it. Joshua Neal trying to get by. Diego Rodriguez sideways. Touches the wall, but not too bad. 26 to Jeremy Carter, Alex Taft. All right, let's see here.
the good thing though for Austin is he still has his fast repair, so.
Let's see. Go on board here with Austin Smith. See it all kind of break up in front of him. Beck Puffenbarger goes down. Woodward kind of comes up. I have to check in on Austin, see if he's still alive after that one. Hey, Daniel Honeycutt's coming down pit lane. So it was like everybody else.
I mean, Austin Smith, I mean, he it seems like he makes these calls and then he gets into trouble. Let's see. Jarrett Larder chose to stay out. Michael Smith stayed out. Austin Smith is in the pits. I think he's using this fast repair though. Michael Brooks is in the pit. Hoffenberger. Oak is a lot down. I think he stayed out. Let's see here. Barrett's running 15th. He stayed out.
Looks like that shook up the field a little bit there.
Yeah, you're absolutely correct. These guys can definitely make it to the end now.
So we got Jarrett Larder and Michael Smith on the front row.
And Michael Smith was laps down. He got caught up in an earlier incident, and now look at him. He's on the outside pole coming to the restart.
AJ Coughlin back there right behind him, or I guess not behind him now. Oh, behind Brooks, yeah. And you got Zach Lockett on the inside row. So all four guys up front with a chance to drive away here as we get ready to take lap 80. Larder down and away, gets a pretty good jump. Looks like Michael Smith might have spun the tires just a little bit, but is able to get going. Kinsley Smith rolling through the dog leg.
I think they might play nice as Garrett Lauder. He's out to a sizable lead over Zach Lockett.
Yeah, Zach Lockett just decided he was going to join and get racing here on this Tuesday night. He usually races, I believe, in the Next Gen series, so.
Yeah, he figured he'd try out the trucks for a change. See, Brandon Honeycutt's going to make it 3 wide going into the travel for the dog leg.
You got Daniel Honeycutt, and you have Austin Smith behind him. So these guys who are battling for the lead are back here in traffic. We're going to see how this 72 machine works his way through the field, if he's going to be able to. But I believe all these leaders are going to have to make a stop, but we'll have to see if we're correct, or if these cautions have gave them enough fuel to make it to the end, because we are, what, 30 laps to go?
Yeah, your math is correct.
Zach Lockett for the lead.
How hard is Lauder and Lockett running their vehicles right now?
Yeah, they're running pretty hard, it looks like. Here's Zach Lockett. That's that dog leg's going to take the lead. Trevor Woodward lap down, getting back on track after nearly dying in that rollover we had earlier.
I got nervous, and I'm up here in the booth with you.
But Lockett is now out to over a half-second lead. Last pit on lap 61 or 67. So we'll see if he's going to be able to do what Austin Smith looked like he was trying to do before he got caught up in that last accident. Jarrett Larder last pit on lap 61. Believe he's going to have to make at least one more pit stop, as he's the only one that stayed out.
Yeah, I don't think I like that move by Jarrett Larder, as you got the 6 truck. I guess he's trying to make some laps up Trevor Woodward there, that Budweiser ride, and it just, man, he's 5 laps down, but he's trying for all it's worth. He's gonna run out of time to make up 5 laps.
And we're under caution once again here.
What a break for Truth Hook. That's going to put him back on the lead lap.
Yeah, it looks like it. Let's see what happened here, if he was involved. Oh, it's not, because looks like he got involved there.
Man, tough break. Thomas in the YouTube chat says, don't broadcast curse Lockett.
Oh, looks like Hoke got loose.
Dennis King got a piece of it too.
Yeah, Dennis Kane, Jesse Fox. I think Jesse Fox might have just got slowed up just enough before hitting Truth there. So maybe he didn't get that contact, but we are under caution once again. Looks like I'd say full sail pit stops, but it looks like about half of them are coming down. Looks like 13th through 23rd right now.
I wonder if Lockett and Cawthon are going to come down, and then it should cycle out. But I would not. I would suspect they would come down, but I don't think they are. Nope, they're going to stay out.
Yeah, I would have assumed that's what they were gonna do. They kind of made their bed, so you got to hope for traffic to keep. Looks like Braxton Barrett pitted on lap 77. He's the closest one. He's running P4 right now. Austin Smith, lap 77 is P6. Alex Teff 72, running 7th. Daniel Honeycutt and Corey Kroll in 8th and 9th, last pitted on lap 77. So
Hoke is still on pit road. Let's see here. It looks like I think Lockett might have just enough to get to the end. And it looks like Austin Smith is back up to P6.
yeah, if Zach Lockett does come in here and steal a victory here, they're probably not going to let him come play on Tuesday nights anymore. No, Zach's drove a great race, so
yeah, I mean, he's definitely got something there. YouTube chat says, "Go San Flippo, go." He's running P3. Where did he come from?
he's been hanging out.
He's one of those other guys that I really would love him to see. Would really love to see him put a full race together.
They're down. I'm gonna say they're down and away. Lockett with the lead here, almost a half second again. Like some of these guys got caught a little flat-footed. AJ Coughlin in the outside lane, and San Filippo on the inside. As Braxton Barrett drives down to the inside, makes it 3 wide. And don't look now, but Austin Smith and Daniel Honeycutt are coming into the picture as well. Side by side. Austin Smith past San Filippo. All over the rear bumper of Braxton Barrett. Zach Lockett trying to drive away as fast as he can. He's got a second gap on these 3 battling back here. AJ Coughlin in between them.
Here comes Honeycutt. Honeycutt's P5 right now. I like Daniel Honeycutt's chances tonight. 20 to go.
20 to go. Zach Lockett has a half-second lead over AJ Coughlin. Austin Smith, Braxton Barrett, and Daniel Honeycutt all battling around each other. Austin Smith on the high line. Braxton Barrett down low as they head down the backstretch. Braxton slides up to the outside lane. Pretty much single file through the front here. We'll look back as we see Kinsley Smith, Jesse Fox, Troy Thomas all kind of battling around. Joshua Neal, Jeremy Carter, Dennis Kane. Dennis Kane was up towards the front for a little bit. Then he came down pit lane and now is back into 19th position. Austin Smith making the pass on AJ Coughlin. And now he just has to chase down Zach Lockett.
Well, he's pretty close to Zach Lockett there in P1, but he's got to catch him first, and then he's got to pass him.
Yeah, catching guys is relatively easy for the most part. It's the passing, because once you catch up to him, you've driven so hard to get there. Sometimes it's just hard to get that next little gear to make that pass. Daniel Honeycutt was able to get by Braxton Barrett up to P4. AJ Coughlin still hanging around in P3. Got a pretty tight battle back here for 9th, 10th, and 11th. Kroll down on the inside, Merriman on the high side. Larder goes to the high side, going to make that pass for P10. Up 11 spots, running inside that top 10 for Jarrett Larder. Daniel Honeycutt makes a pass on AJ Coughlin, it looks like here. So he'll be inside that top 3. Austin Smith, Zach Lockett still battling. That gap has dwindled from a second down to 3/10 right now. Smith down to the inside, Lockett on the high side by side for the lead. Still side by side. Coming down the backstretch. Zach Lockett in the preferred side. Merriman into the wall, but they keep it straight. Everybody stays off. And it looks like we're going to stay green here as they're bouncing around. Sean Merriman hard into the wall, but was able to keep it straight. And now there's a crash in front of them.
We got a caution.
Austin is going to be yelling at Corey. No. See what happened. Corey Kroll into the wall there. Oh, had a little help from Andrew.
Man, that sent Bro into the wall.
You can see it all happen though. Let me stop it here. Back it up. Yeah, no, I'm not supposed to do that. So let's go look at John Merriman here. So this is what initially set it all off. Merriman and Alex. Merriman slides up the track and gets in front of Alex Teft. Kroll goes down to the inside, tries to get by Alex. Looks like he does. He's able to slide by. Then gets behind him. Andrew just carries so much speed as everybody else was checking up trying to get by that he comes in hot into turn 3 there. Goes side by side. Gets a little out of shape. Kinsley Smith and Troy Thomas there. And it's one of those things that looks like Corey tried to save it and then it overcorrected.
Yeah, for sure. 11 to go.
So Zach Lockett came down pit lane. AJ Coughlin came down. Jarrett Larder. So they must not have had enough fuel to make it to the end. Or thought they could make it to the end. So we're back to basically where we started before with Austin Smith, Daniel Honeycutt, and Braxton Barrett. Brandon Sanfilippo's up there as well, up 12 spots. So 10 to go here. Austin Smith, Daniel Honeycutt set to battle it out. See if Braxton Barrett or Brandon Sanfilippo can get in there as well. Lights are still on the pace car. Probably get the green with about 8 laps to go, so a quick little shootout for the end of the race. Lights are out on the pace car. We'll get stacked up. We'll see if Austin's going to take the high side or stay down low. Seen him do both. Looks like he's going to stay on the low side. So Sanfilippo will go to the high side. Braxton Barrett on the low lane. We got Alex Teft and Brandon Honeycutt in 5th and 6th. Andrew Teft and Troy Thomas. Troy Thomas, biggest mover, up 18 spots, running P8 right now. Joshua Neal, Jeremy Carter round out that top 10. Pace car is in, headed down that long backstretch we go. Austin Smith, Daniel Honeycutt. Smith will bring him to the Geico restart zone. Right away, he's down and away. Doesn't get too big of a jump as everybody kind of stays there. Braxton Barrett cuts the dog leg. You can see just how much speed he gets out of it as he is now up to P2. Daniel Honeycutt back to P3, but going to stay tough on that high line. See if he can race his way back up inside that top 2 as they are wrecking behind him. Michael Smith, everybody around, half the field involved as we have a cluster on the backstretch. Kind of see what happened here. Got Jarrett Larder, Jeremy Carter up front, Troy Thomas, Zach Lockett, Michael Smith, AJ Coughlin, Sean Merriman, Diego Rodriguez, and Jesse Fox all back here in the back. Jarrett Larder gets loose, starts sliding. Michael Smith checks up. AJ Coughlin gets into the back of Smith. Everybody gets kind of checked and brought around. Diego Rodriguez tries to go high, almost got out of it. As there are 4 trucks across the track. Dennis Kane, Shane Blackler, Spain, Kroll, all caught up in it. And they will all be headed to pit lane to get their rides fixed. Looks like Truth Hoke was able to slow down and avoid it. But that is a heck of a block there on the backstretch. So we'll reset it one more time. Probably going to get to that green-white checker territory here. So if we're going to have a first-time winner in the Truck Series, we're pretty close. Because right now, Austin Smith is the only one inside that top 6 that has a win. As these guys get ready to turn them loose once again. We got Austin Smith taking the low line. Daniel Honeycutt just behind him. Andrew Teff back there in row 3. And you go up to the high side. You got Braxton Barrett and Alex Teft up there. We are underway. Daniel Honeycutt goes to the high side almost immediately as Braxton Barrett cuts the dog leg. Daniel Honeycutt still trying to hang tough in that high lane. 4 laps to go. Headed down the backstretch. They're bouncing off of each other in the back. Trevor Woodward and Jesse Fox involved there. Austin Smith still leading the race. Daniel Honeycutt stays up high. Austin Smith cuts the dogleg this time. Honeycutt's going to try and give him a run on the racing surface here. Braxton Barrett, Honeycutt side by side as they come through, headed to the backstretch. Braxton Barrett has lost all momentum as Jesse Fox goes around, and we are under yellow once again here. Caution number 12. Three wide in 2 rows. You got AJ Coughlin, Gordon Spain, Jesse Fox. And then in front of them, you got Honeycutt, Merriman, and Carter. Kroll and Shane Backler towards the back. Looks like Jesse Fox slowly drifting up the track, thinking the 3 is going to go up there. Thought he might be clear, and that's going to get AJ Coughlin involved as they go nose to nose. As Fox winds up backwards. Spain gets loose. And winds up going up to the wall there. Like Jesse Fox is going to wind up throwing it on the hauler. I don't know, Thomas. What's wrong? It's just like missing everything. Like a pizza that wound up at a college party. Diego Rodriguez definitely been through some issues here. He's going to try and get back. At least finish the race here. Yeah, Jesse. Yeah, that's usually what winds up happening. So it's green, white, checker. Once again here in the Racers Elite Truck Series. Austin Smith, like he's going to probably take the low side. Force Daniel Honeycutt to run the high line. Alex Teft is going to be behind Smith. Braxton Barrett up on the high line. Braxton usually likes that low line as he seems to be the driver that cuts the dog leg the most. See if they're going to get the one to go this time. So green, white checker. They'll take the green flag, race around, and if the leader takes the white flag, the next flag will end the race. But if not, we'll stack it all up and do it one more time here. Austin Smith will lead him on down. Daniel Honeycutt up in that high lane. Zach Lockett back there already up to P8. Here they come, headed to the start-finish line to turn them loose one more time in the Racers Elite Truck Series. Austin Smith down and away. Daniel Honeycutt stays right with him. Zach Lockett goes up to the high side, going to try and make hay while he can here. Daniel Honeycutt stays glued right to the bumper of Austin Smith. Goes down to the inside, going to try and cross him over here. Go clear down into the dogleg is what it looks like Honeycutt was trying to set him up for. But lost a lot of speed there as Austin Smith is slowly pulling away. He's out to 2/10 right now. White flag in the air. This race is official as we'll race around two checkers here. Austin Smith, Daniel Honeycutt, Braxton Barrett, 1, 2, 3 right now. Braxton Barrett is under pressure from Alex Teft and Brandon Sanfilippo. See who's able to get by. Austin Smith headed to the checkers, and he will win at Phoenix as he throws a little block there on Daniel Honeycutt. Daniel Honeycutt will get second. Braxton Barrett holds off Alex Teft to claim third. Austin Smith, winner once again here on Tuesday night. It is only his second win. So watch Austin burn it down for a minute or two before we get our other drivers in here. Let's see here if we can get drivers in here. We can get Braxton in here. Hey Braxton, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going? You there, Braxton?
Hey, can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
But I cannot hear y'all out here. I've got to do something with my Discord. This happened a few weeks ago. But man, that was a tough race. I didn't know if I was going to be able to catch up back there after I got caught down a lap down after that first caution. I was running pretty close to Honeycutt and Smith, but I just couldn't keep up with them once my tires were warm. It was a good race though. Just got to keep patient. That's my biggest weakness is patience, especially when you're racing guys as good as those two. I feel like I took a picture earlier in the race. I was going to send it to Austin John Smith. I feel like the only thing I'm looking at this whole season is his back bumper where it says the Milwaukee. But other than that, good race. Just hoping that we can finally get a win. Been close this season, but haven't got there yet.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats again on your P3 finish, and we'll get you out of here. We'll have to get his technical issues figured out here, but if we can jump over to Daniel here. Daniel, Mike in the booth, man. How's it going?
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Well, not too bad. Well, you were able to finish the race here.
Yeah, I know.
Kind of made a joke earlier in the broadcast that you found a way to avoid those incident points, by being out front, but then that late pit stop had you back in traffic. How were you able to work through it and get back up to the front?
Just being patient for once. Try not to really drive over my head too much and just kind of be patient. Worked with Austin for a little bit there and was able to just kind of slowly make my way back up there and be there at the end. Just not close enough.
Yeah, it looked like you were trying to set him up to cut that dog leg a little bit, and then he kind of started to do it, so you tried something a little different, but you still had a ton of speed in that 72 ride there. So here's the question. Are you going to keep this Target paint scheme here?
Probably. It worked this race, so I might as well.
Definitely, man. Well, as you work your way towards this chase, you got a couple more races to get as many points as you can or get a victory. How's it looking for you as far as the rest of the season goes?
I need a win. This definitely helped out a bunch, but I was like 90-some points back making the chase, but got to get that win in, and so that way I can hopefully this second place is just an indication of what's to come, and maybe I can try to get a little bit higher next time.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats on your P2 finish. Anybody you want to thank before we get you out of here tonight?
Just you guys, as always, in the booth, and Andrew for putting this thing on, and thank Austin for the good, clean racing up front. I thought about hitting him on that last turn just to see what would happen, but he raced me clean all night. He gave me room where it needed, so I couldn't really do that to him. So I just want to thank him for that good race. So
definitely, man. Well, congrats once again, and maybe we'll talk to you later.
All right. Thank you.
Yep. All right, let's see if we can get Austin up here. Austin, Mike up in the booth, man. How's it going?
It's going really well. How are you guys?
Not too bad. Well, heck of a race there. Had a little bit of a strategy call for you coming in on lap 77 there. You were able to have enough fuel to make it to the end. Were you a little nervous when you guys kept having so many cautions?
Yeah, for sure. I was definitely nervous. I was doing a lot of rearview mirror driving, watching Daniel, and I know Braxton was cutting that dog leg like crazy, so I had to start cutting that dog leg as well. So I was getting nervous. I knew Daniel was going to keep getting more aggressive as we had more restarts, but it all worked out and got a nice finish out of it.
Yeah, definitely looked like you had some speed there. You wind up a 2-time winner. How's this look for the rest of the regular season and heading into the chase?
I do not feel super great about Pocono next week. I know I'll get a bunch of practice this week in the Xfinity and the next gen, but I don't feel super great about that track. But I feel good about going to the chase. I should have locked myself up in the chase now, and then points of reset, and we'll kind of see where we go from there. So feeling good.
Definitely, man. Well, anybody you want to thank before we get you out of here tonight?
Yeah, I definitely want to thank you guys for the broadcast. I know I got a lot of friends and family out there watching. Racers Elite and Andrew and all the guys for putting the league on, and my team in Midwest Motorsports, like always.
Definitely, man. Well, congrats once again.
Thank you.
So that will do it for the interview portion. Let's see if we got anybody here. Let's see. Oh, Silver Bullet. Yeah, Braxton needs to get his Mike Fix, Zach checking in on the chat as well. But with that, let's go ahead and do the rundown here of the finishing order. Austin Smith, Daniel Honeycutt, Braxton Barrett, heard from those three guys. Alex Teft, Hardfoot fought P4. Brandon Sanfilippo hanging on there as well. Zach Lockett had to make a late race pit stop, but came back to get P6. Sean Merriman involved in the little late race action there. Andrew Teft, Joshua Neal, Troy Thomas rounds out that top 10. Brandon Honeycutt, Jeremy Carter, AJ Coughlin, Truth Hoke, Dennis Kane, and Gordon Spain round out your lead lap cars back to 16th position. John Shane Backler in P17. Diego Rodriguez at least brought home a slice of pizza there in that 18th position. Then we got Corey Kroll, Jesse Fox, Michael Smith, Trevor Woodward, Jarrett Larder, Kinsley Smith, Michael Brooks rounds out the top 25. Philip Archibald, Brandon Puffenbarger, and our pole setter, Matthew Karakoffey, winds up P28. So that will do it here from the Racers Elite Truck Series. They head to Pocono next week. But if you want more racing action, you can stay tuned in about an hour for the Western States Racing League. Also, I believe the Extreme Xfinity Series is also airing right now. You can also tune in tomorrow night when the Racers Elite Xfinity Series gets going again, followed by Thursday with the Next Gen Series. So plenty of racing action as we get ready to roll on through 2024. I want to thank all you guys for tuning in as always, but from all the drivers of the Racers Elite Truck Series and all of us here at Sim Racing Media, I want to say good night, and I will see you next time.